हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज के इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे इम्पोर्टेंस एंड स्कोप ऑफ लैंग्वेज, जो कि बेस्ड रहेगा निos के डीएलएड स्टडी मटेरियल पर। वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर दीजिए ताकि आगे आने वाले वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन आपको टाइमली मिल सके। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करते हैं। There are two ways of looking at language. Ordinary people recognize language only as a means of communication. Linguists generally look at language as a pairing of grammar and a dictionary. These two ways of looking at language restricts the versatility of language and its usage. These perspectives conclude that speakers of a given language come later than dictionaries and grammars that exist in a given language. However, unlike ordinary people or linguists for that matter, it is important that there is no language without speakers. Dictionaries and grammars cannot be made unless there are speakers of a language who would participate with linguists or people to prepare dictionaries and grammars. Speech community is the only vital part of language and its usage. Speech community is formed by people who speak a given language and give the given language a shape or standard. There is no doubt that language developed as humans developed in a certain process through various phases. Had there been no society or speech community, the dictionaries and grammars would have had no value. Therefore, to be able to define language, we will have to understand various aspects of language, including evolution of language. First of all, language is associated with the identity of an individual. When a person says that he speaks Gondi, he not only says which language he speaks, he also tells a lot about the society he belongs to and the social customs and norms of that society. He indicates what class of people he lives with and is exposed to, and where would he return after it gets dark. Secondly, speaker of a language takes into account all these factors that are a fact of his life. Who is to be respected, who is to be loved, who is to hated, and who is small, etc. Get their due identity from the language heard to be spoken by them. Language really has got a special relationship with society. Language is a medium that maintains and moderates class hierarchy too. The psychological aspect of language is also a very important aspect of language. It is surprising to note that children from all over the world, no matter whichever social class or geographical location they belong to, develop an adult like over the language they speak. By the time she is 4 years old, the child develops a language of her own that matches the correctness, principles of the appropriate words, and grammar of a given language. We don't find it difficult to tell new stories to a 4-year-old every day and hear the same from her. There is another important aspect of language. Language is a medium that nullifies distance. A friend who lives thousands of miles away from you can get upset with over phone, and that anger can get pacified if you call up again and pacify his anger. How does it happen? Only by the use of appropriate language. It is also very common that children learn the languages spoken by their neighbors, friends, family, and the environment. The capacity to learn a language is not restricted to the fact that we can learn only one language. Everyone has the capacity to acquire various aspects of language, use at various levels, and learn multiple languages. In fact, multilingualism is constitutive of being human. Structural aspect of language is important to explore too. We will discuss this aspect in the next unit. The overall concept of language is that every language depends on a certain set of principles at the levels of sounds, words, grammar, and usage. We simply cannot use sounds of a language in any order we like. There are very strict rules that define that order. Nor can we use a grammatical structure that is not permissible by the set of principles that govern a language. Nor can we arrange the sentences of a language in any random order so that they would constitute a legitimate dialogue. You must also know that the nature and use of a language is such that it always remains in the process of change. But the process of change is so gradual that even parents think that they speak the same language that their children speak. But it is true that the language of grandchildren is often different from the language of grandparents. सो गाइज ये था आज का टॉपिक. आई होप आपको वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. प्लीज़ इसे लाइक एंड शेयर ज़रूर कीजिए. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.